Hey Sagittarius, Elsie here. Thanks for coming today. Thanks for clicking here. If you did, you've reached 10 of Cups Tarot. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back and clicking again. I have my new deck here, that I'm using for you guys today. Tarot Grand Lux. You've probably seen other readers use them, and that's kind of really how I get my cards, by watching other readers use them as well, and then bugging them about what they're reading. So that's what I'm using today, and I've already prayed over the cards, so I'm just going to get right into the reading. We're going to start with the first card that is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the sign of Sagittarius. I am a Sagittarius rising, by the way, so I'm part of your crew. And I am going to draw the first card, then I'll draw the next 4 cards, and those will be for the past energies, and then we'll go to the current. Okay. First I'm going to cut. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter for the sign of Sagittarius, please, until the end of January. All right. First card that comes out is the Star. It's not going to be that bad of a reading if the overall is the Star. The Star is about balance, it's about wishes and hopes, really. Things that you've been wishing for, hoping for. It really is about staying in balance as well. It is about using your intuition to get the things that you need. It's about manifestation as well. And it's come out with the Devil. So the Star with the Devil says to me that you're wanting to stay in balance, but you're having a hard time doing that. I feel as though that you're either scared to do that. There's something that's making you feel chained to something that you don't want to be chained to. That almost started as a good thing, but now it has come to you feeling like you have to stay there or have to do that thing. I also see the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups usually brings in deep feelings, usually romantic love, and it could be a relationship that, let's see, the Star. I think that you had intended well for this relationship. I think you had intended well. Of course, we all do, right? We don't expect that when we get in a relationship, it's going to end right away. But I do feel as though that you brought everything you needed to bring. You know, the Knight of Cups usually brings deep and abiding love, deep romantic energies, and fluid energies. I feel as though that you wanted this to work out, but I think in the beginning it was working okay. It was very balanced and good, but I think that going forward here, I do see that there is a bit of a chain here. You can see in the Devil card here, these two are chained to each other. They're being kept there. They don't necessarily want to be there. And you know, it looks like the Devil is happy about that. So Devil brings energy of fear, brings energy of addiction, something that you're chained to, you know, the monkey on your back that you can't get rid of, that kind of thing. So it almost like a relationship had begun really well with lots of hopes, lots of high hopes for the relationship, but then you started feeling chained to this relationship. The Knight of Cups intervenes and tries to, you know, bring more love and kindness and deep attachment, deep feelings, you know, not just a surface relationship, but something that's really deep. And I feel like you wanted victory in this. It's the 6 of Wands here. I feel like that you took all the actions that you needed here to be able to be successful in this relationship. But I think that at the end, Sagittarius, you ended up feeling like the 9 of Wands, like the wounded soldier. You ended up feeling like there was nothing left to give, that you may have given it all. Now, the thing is, I have a feeling that you gave it all, but I have a feeling that you usually do that in a relationship. You'll go all in without really waiting to see what might happen. Without using your intuition and not seeing to the end, you usually go all in, and then you're the one that ends up exhausted because you're the one that's giving more than the other person. So what you're looking for is a a relationship with reciprocity. You want victory in that. But the wounded warrior here has, he's just waiting for the last strike, essentially. He is exhausted, or she is exhausted, and it looks like there was high hopes for this relationship beginning, but it looks like it's become a burden. At this point, it's become a burden, but I don't think you know how to let go of it. I think you're still in it, perhaps. I'm just going to get some cards for the current energies here. So that was the past energy. So maybe in the current energies you've let go. We'll see. Hang on. Boxing cards, as I will. Always. So 5 cards for the current energy for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And that one has popped out. This one has popped out. 2, 3 more cards, please, for the current energies. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 2 more. There's 1. There's 2. Good. Okay. Take a look here. Well, in the current energies, I'm showing that maybe you may have let this relationship go, because I do see that there's heartbreak here. The 3 of Swords will show up when, something's broken your heart. I find it more like a speed bump than anything else, but I think in this case, because you tried so hard in the past energies to keep the relationship together unsuccessfully, you ended up exhausted at the end of that, like depleted, and not really having anything else to give. I feel like that's why you ended up brokenhearted. I still feel like, though, you're watching this person and you still want to speak with them. So the Page of Swords usually wants to have conversation, and if they can't get conversation, they're going to go into investigator mode. So they're going to start looking at your social media. They're going to be talking to your friends, going to be sending emails, going to be asking questions. So if they can't get a hold of you, the Page of Swords is always looking for information. That card is coming up under the Devil, which is a little bit concerning. I have a feeling that this person may be someone you're addicted to, like someone you can't let go of. So even though they've broken your heart, even though they've broken your heart, your heart is still in it. So I think you're hoping to get some reciprocation here. I think your hope is for the 4 of Wands here. So of course the minor arcana, it can be about wedding, it can be about stable relationship. I think you're looking online to see if he's in a relationship with anyone else. He or she, right? We're reading energy, not gender here. So the 3 of Swords being the heartbreak, along with the Page of Swords, tells me that maybe you found some information in your search that has broken your heart, that perhaps that person isn't as serious about the relationship as you were, or perhaps they've just carried on. Perhaps they've carried on to their 4 of Wands, even though that's what you wanted with them. I'm showing that in the 4 of Wands here, that you're feeling left out in the cold. And so that's the 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands is about being on the outside of a relationship that you wished was more stable and sturdy. At the end of all of this, you ended up single, I think. There is the single woman. She has her own business. She is the person who is making the pentacles. She has 9 already, so she just needs 1 more pentacle to be brought in order to complete her 10 of Pentacles, her abundance. But I don't feel as though the relationship that you were in, if you're still pursuing it, it wasn't a good one for you. That person didn't have good intentions. Their intention was to get as much as they could get and then fly. And the Knight of Cups and the Devil, to me, is never a good combination. It's never a good combination. It's like, this is fear and instability and feeling chained to something, and then the Knight of Cups is the watery energy, right? So the deep, it tells me that there is a possibility here for really deep hurt, like stuff you won't recover from for a while. But unfortunately, in the current energies, I do see that there is the Three of Swords, which tells me that you've found some information about your person online, or through a friend, or through a conversation, something that didn't make you happy, and that broke your heart, and that left you feeling left out in the cold, and you ended up being single at the end of all of that. Although the good thing is, at the bottom of the deck, I do see that you have the Ten of Wands here, so you can go ahead and drop those burdens. You don't need to drag them along with you. You know, sometimes relationships just don't work. They're not meant to be. They're not divinely orchestrated. And we force it. We pick our person, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And that's the way it goes. Sometimes they're just not our intended person, or we think it's going to work out and we're both just not healthy enough. Just not healthy enough to be able to carry forward a relationship, because either you have poor communication, or you just don't understand each other is all. Okay, so let's go with 4 cards then to start with. I usually do 11 cards for the future, so let's start with 4, and we'll see what's going on. There's 1. See what's coming up in the future for you, Sag, okay? 3 more cards. There's 2. 2 more, please. Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter till the end of January. All right. Take a look here. Okay. So I have a feeling that this relationship, you had intended for it to be to have a very long life. I feel like you felt that they were your person, and that they were your intended person, that it was divinely orchestrated. Unfortunately, that's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is that after this relationship broke up and you became single, that it was time for you to heal. So I'm showing the 4 of Swords. Now, the swords are all about communication and connection. And so these, you know, what you're doing is going in to heal in terms of meditation. So yeah, there's communication, but the communication would likely be in meditation or manifestation. So it's time for you to heal. If you don't heal, you're not going to be able to go forward to the next relationship. What you'll do is you'll just drag everything in to the next relationship, and that's going to make it harder. It doesn't mean that next relationship can't work. It just means it's going to be a lot harder work in order to make it work. Next to the 4 of Swords, I see the Queen of Cups. And so I think you come out of this okay, but give yourself the time that you need to heal. I think that you come out of this okay, and I think that you are, you know, you're back in your queen status. You're back, you know, standing in your own shoes, in your own power. And I think that this was not a complete breakdown, but perhaps a hiccup. And I think you can recover from it as long as you take enough time to heal. So the Queen of Cups she's a bit of a worrier. She is someone who is, you know, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. She is also someone who will, you know, wrap herself around you in terms of, you know, like water. She'll envelop you with the kindness and love that she is. And she's always willing to dig a little deeper in order to help you figure out the things that you need to figure out. She is coming up next to the Knight of Coins. So the Knight of Pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. We all know that, right? But the thing is that he's very thorough. You know, he's an earth sign, and earth signs are slow moving, yes, to make decisions and come forward and all of that. But when we make a decision, we stick to it and we see the thing through. Usually, if we can. Sometimes it takes us a while to learn our lesson, but eventually we do. Nonetheless, the Knight of Pentacles, he is the one that is coming in with love messages. He is the one that's coming in with something tangible, and he is moving slow. He's moving really slow. So there is something coming for you. I unfortunately, the only fire signs, that fire that I see here is I see the Four of Wands and I see the Nine of Wands. And so, you know, those two energies together are really not conducive to a balanced relationship. That says that you're too exhausted to go into a relationship or make anything firm at this point. So I would say depend on the Knight of Coins, to move slowly and persistently and dependably come bring you that pentacle. And it's going to take some time, but that's the time that in that time frame, you need that time to heal anyway. Because right now, I think you're confused. We have more cups here, and it's the Seven of Cups. And yeah, the Seven of Cups does talk about opportunity. It talks about all sorts of opportunity, love and abundance and opportunities for new jobs and new people and new relationships. But it can also be kind of confusing because you do have all those opportunities and you're not sure what to do first or which way to move first. Under the bottom of the deck, I do have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is either younger than you or you are younger than them, and they are bringing in young love. Yeah, they're bringing in passionate messages. Passionate messages, yes, but not as the Queen would, right? So we've got the Queen of Cups here, and if you are the Queen of Cups energy, this page is coming in with passion, but it's young love. So someone who's not really very, doesn't have a lot of skill, personal skill, does not have a lot of skill when it comes to passion, but they're willing to learn, and they're always bringing in good messages, young messages of love. So the next I see, I'm just going to pull all these off the table at once. All right. Next thing I see is more swords, you guys. This is all about communication here. It's all about communication and connection. So I do see that there is a conversation that will be coming to you. Someone wants to speak to you about clarity, wants clarity of a situation, and is... I'm showing the energy of the King of Swords here. So the King of Swords is very, very well equipped with his words. Air signs usually are. They're usually very, their words are very intended, and they rarely ever speak out of turn about things that they don't know about. So he's very thorough, he's very educated, and he is very pointed with his words. So during this conversation here, the energy that's coming towards you during this conversation here, you want to get clarity, you want to get, you want to talk to this person that has the energy of the King here, the King of Swords. You want to talk to them to find out what's going on, but just be aware that, you know, the thing is no offense is taken where none is given. If you choose not to be offended by the words, you won't be. So if you're really just after clarity, you really just want the whole story straight out, no sugarcoating. That's probably why you're here, because I don't sugarcoat it. But if you don't want it sugarcoated, this is your man, or this is the energy of the King of Swords, and he's very good with his words. I see a Queen of Pentacles here. So I've got two queens here now, and one king. It could very well be that your king has picked another queen. Neither one of these queens are of a fire sign. This one is an earth sign, which is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. This queen is the multitasking queen. She's very busy. She has her own children. She's watching other people's children. You know, she's on... she is painting the house and cleaning the eaves, and she just got her fingers in all things. She is wealthy, and she knows how to count her pentacles. She knows how to deal in money. She's good that way with money, and she's very stable. So this is a very stable energy. I have the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles here. So they could be the energies that you're looking at here. No, I don't see anything else besides those two in terms of a fire sign here, though. We're dealing with emotion and communication and connection here is what we're dealing with. And a little bit of coins. But I think that could be an energy. I think the Queen of Coins is an energy we're dealing with. Someone who's stable, someone who knows how to be financially stable. someone who can hold her own when she's talking with the King of Swords, someone who has the energy with the King of Swords, because this queen really wants, she wants the honest truth, right? She's looking for truth here and honesty, and she's going to get that with the Ace of Swords. The thing is, too, is if the king feels backed into a corner, he could just cut you out and be done, because he does that as well. That energy is that way. Last 3 cards of the reading. Okay, so I do show more wands here, and this time it is the 10 of Wands. Again, we saw that under the bottom of the deck before, and here we are saying, you know what, it's time to put down your burdens. If you drag your burdens into the next relationship, it's not going to work. This card is touching the King and touching the Ace of Swords, so that tells me that if you had this conversation with the king and he cut you out, if that ended up being a burden for you, then please just put those burdens down. If you don't put those burdens down, you carry them around, it's not going to be good for anything. It's not going to be good for you mentally, physically. It's not going to be good for anyone around you. It's not going to be good for your workplace, for sure. So here is the Magician. So the thing is that you've always been able to manifest what you want. So it's time for you to go into manifestation mode and find out what you can find out. If you don't know how to manifest, if this is your first time hearing about it, I would suggest you either Google it, or there are a lot of great videos on YouTube about manifestation. It really is about the energy of asking for that thing while in meditation, or thinking about that thing as though you already have it, and then leaving it alone. Not putting all of your energy on it every minute of every day. You just have to leave it as it is and let the universe take care of it. If your energy is on it, the universe's energy is not going to be on it. So do it as it is, let it be as it is, and carry on with your life and start working on yourself. Because it looks like there are some things going on here, broken hearts and deep love and things that didn't work out for you that really could use some help. So you are the Magician. You do have the energy of the Magician, and you are able to make those pentacles work for you, the signs, the swords, the cups. You can make all of those work in your favor because you do have strength. Last card out is the Strength card. Just a reminder from the universe that this is something you can't change. This is the card of Leo, if that matters. That's something that you can't change. You're strong, and you know how to mend yourself because you've done that before. Sagittarius is a fiery sort of take a chance kind of personality, and when you do that, you just learn to be able to mend yourself over and over and over again. So on the bottom of the deck, the last card we see here is the Fool. So it looks like all of this is a culmination to a new start. This new start is not coming until the end of this reading, which tells me it's probably going to be a few months. You probably have until the summer. So my suggestion is that you take all of this energy and place it on you. Make sure that you are happy in your shoes and that you really don't need anybody else. And that is when the relationship will find you, when you are repaired and rested and you've dropped the burdens. When you come to a place where you're just happy being alone, that's usually when the love rears its head. That's usually when it starts to get complicated. So make sure that you're in good health. That is all I have for you today, Sagittarius. If you have any questions, just know that I am open for private readings. Anything you need to know about those private readings, pricing, and the kinds of readings that I'm offering are down below in the description. Also, just want to point out that in the month of January, I am offering a one-question 15-minute reading for $25 Canadian. So if you're interested in just, trying it out without going as deep in as 30 minutes or an hour, then you can do that. So my email address is down there. Please give me an email. Send me an email before you send payment, please, because I do have a schedule that I have to place you on, let you know what the time frame is going to be. I also have a process, okay? And anything you need to know about any personal readings, you'll find in the section called That's the Facts, Jack. All right, gotta go, Saggies. Thanks for showing up, and have a good night. Thanks. Bye-bye.